Good evening. My name is Max Solo. I'm a builder here in Charlotte, North Carolina, 20 years experience. And today I have an interesting guest who's on a quest to build a new construction home. They've definitely decided they're building a new house. And she also happens to be my younger sister. And I will let you introduce yourself. Anna, welcome.
Thank you.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, just a lovely chat in front of cameras.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Anna. I'm almost 40. I have four boys and a little girl on the way. Uh, I'm not sure what else.
Five. Wow. You're catching up with mom and dad.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Um, what do you do for a living?
So I have a cleaning business that I run. It's
Mm-hmm.
not huge, but it's not small either.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm home with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
not actively working, so that's been a new experience. I've physically worked in it
Mm-hmm.
for many years myself, but it's been interesting to see a step back
So
and
you're
try
more
a new
managing
way.
right now? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, it's
How do
been
you
great.
like that role?
It's fantastic. I
Yeah.
do miss being hands-on, but I also am enjoying staying home with the little guys.
Yeah, yeah, same. I
Mm-hmm.
find that I'm mostly in management right now. I do miss the field, but I enjoy the management more. Um, I think you might feel the same.
Yeah, a lot more brain power used.
Yeah. So I completely forgot that you had already built a house before, built by me,
Yeah,
which was
not
a long,
surprising,
yeah.
because it was so long
It was
ago.
so long ago, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then thinking about your new build, I was reminded, hey, you did her first house. Can you tell us a little bit about your first time experience building a home?
Yes. It was in 2007-ish, I think, is when we started building with you, and this was with my ex-husband Stan. The older teenagers were little guys, of course. So for that one, we were more hands-off. I had seen the types of houses you built, the decisions you make, how carefully you plan everything and execute it and make sure everything is top of the line. So I felt good to just give you the reins. Of course, you gave us the different options, like what kind of cabinets, this and that, flooring, paint colors. I do remember I let you choose to play around with some paint colors, and you chose something olive for the baseboards, which I'd never seen before. And it was beautiful,
Yeah.
very interesting. And I was actually pleased letting you take the reins
Yeah.
and just do it. Turned
Yeah.
out great.
Yeah.
So that house, we didn't lose it. We ended up selling it. Financial difficulties.
Yeah. It was, I think, after the
2008 crash
collapse.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of jobs lost. I was at home with the babies at that time, so it
And I
was
remember Stan was kind of struggling with work as well.
yes, at that point, yes. So an interesting thing, after we sold it and both got on our feet, we did divorce. We're very good friends now. But he went back to those new owners and he tried to buy the house back. He loved it so much. They refused.
Oh, wow.
So he ended up building a house with the almost identical plan. Just
Yeah,
made it a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
So
that's right.
You did great.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember I was pretty proud of that house. It turned out really good. And like you said, jogging my memory, I remember you guys completely entrusted me
Yeah.
with your first home, which in hindsight, I want to say that was the right move.
I agree.
It's your first house, like just enjoy the experience. Maybe your second, third home, you can start making demands. Like, hey, we want this. So yeah, I remember that was a very beautiful, probably the best house on the block.
Yeah, it still is.
Colors were amazing. It
The
was.
quality was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So you were pretty happy with your
Oh,
builder?
definitely.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good to hear. So now that we are here, almost 20 years later,
Oh,
yeah, 2007 to 2025,
25, yeah.
we're gonna be starting on your new house soon. what steps are you taking are you securing financing? Have you talked to banks yet?
We've started
Okay,
talking
okay.
to
And
banks and getting it all together. Plus getting the before prep, for example, it's on a estate property
yeah,
with
yeah,
other
yeah,
family members.
yeah.
And something new here where, so the old house that we built, everything was already connected, the water,
It's
all that.
developed.
Here, it's not. So
Yeah.
it's been a surprise to me to learn that we have to have that already ready to go
Yeah,
in
yeah,
advance,
yeah.
figure out how to pay for that in advance.
Yeah.
So that's been a surprise and a little bit of a hindrance to
Yeah.
get going faster.
Which is really smart of you. Do whatever you can pre-construction to move 1 inch further to the completion of the house build because,
Yeah.
yes, it's raw land, so you've got to get utilities in there, driveways, get the pad prepped.
Yep.
It's a lot of work pre-construction,
Yep.
and also the design and picking out everything for your house. Is there anything like this go around? Are you planning on catering the house to your family, or are you just gonna freestyle it? Are you doing any of that?
So one of the challenges that we've had that's put us off from building is we have many different aged kids, older teens, babies, and a newborn soon to be. And it was difficult to figure out how to build the house so that, since it's a forever home, so that there's not extra room that's not going to be used later on, bedrooms meaning. We've kind of not figured that quite out just yet.
Yeah.
We do have a solid plan in mind. I
Yeah.
think we've figured that part out. I think, well, I don't remember. what else.
That's definitely something to think about if you've got the age gap between the kids is so big. It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, one of the things I've dreamed of is to make sure all the kids get to live there, but
Yeah.
it's too much time has passed and the oldest has already moved out on his
Yeah,
own.
yeah,
So it's just ever moving
yeah. It
life.
just keeps changing, evolving.
Yeah.
Anything specific you would like in your house? Like for some reason, not for some reason. I remember I got really good advice from you when I was building one of my personal houses. Since you own a cleaning business, you gave me advice. You told me if I'm gonna clean your house, install this, not that, because this is horrible to clean. Can't get it clean enough, always dirty.
Yep.
So I definitely listened to that advice. You owning a cleaning house and trying to alter the house for your family, is there anything specific that you're looking for?
Like you said, it has to be simple to clean. We've dealt with every type from rough baseboards that, plus with the Charlotte humidity,
Yeah.
somehow the paint gets soft and the dirt gets in there and then
Yeah.
closes. It's just impossible
Yeah,
to clean.
yeah.
Those are just things I've run
Yeah.
across since 2011
Yeah.
with my business. So that's also been a challenge to figure out what kind of finishes I do want in the house. But also it crosses off many things right away off
Yeah,
the list of
yeah,
nope, not
yeah.
going to deal with this ever. Too much of a hassle, too
Yeah,
much pain.
yeah.
Otherwise, right now we live in a very small home, 1,000 square foot home with a lot of people. We've definitely outgrown it, and the way we live in our house has made it easier to figure out what we need to build. For example, I would prefer smaller bedrooms, but more storage type rooms, like a large walk-in pantry, a large laundry with, what do you call those rooms? Mud room.
Yeah. Or
That
a
type
drop
of stuff.
zone.
Yeah, exactly. For example, our kitchen right now is everything: kitchen, drop zone, mudroom, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So it would be fantastic to have smaller bedrooms, keep the house not too huge for one day when the kids are grown and gone, but still usable even when we're in our old age.
So you'd like a big pantry?
Oh, definitely.
Walk-in pantry?
That's a non-negotiable.
I agree with you. I find that storage space inside a house is very valuable.
Yep.
if I were to rebuild my house, the one I'm currently living in, way more storage,
Yes.
just to hide all the
Yep.
all the junk. Well,
Just the
not
daily.
junk.
It's
Yeah,
just daily living.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm definitely something to think about. And a lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
They'll build a house and like, oh, where do we put all this stuff?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you have to when you're stuck in a very small house, and
yeah,
every
yeah,
day you're
yeah.
shuffling.
Are you
things
taking
around.
notes or are they
Yes,
mental notes?
Definitely mental notes.
Okay.
And then another thing I've done, just because we're close,
Mm-hmm.
I've sent you photos of kind of the type of home
Yeah.
I would like, but also asked you to just make it affordable.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be the top of the top high end, but as long as it sort of resembles this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy. So I guess this time we'll be a little hands-on,
Mm-hmm.
but also leave it to you because you know all of the correct contractors, when to order stuff, instead of leaving all of the decision-making fatigue to me, which I'm not good at. You're amazing at it. That's why you get the big bucks.
I did want to say that you said deciding on what's easier to clean versus what's not. I think you should just tell the builder, whether it's me or somebody else, this is what we want, and let the builder bring you the materials,
Yeah.
and you can approve or disapprove. But I was definitely happy to listen to your advice because Charlotte has this red clay that is impossible to clean off anything once, like you said, once it dries. And
Oh, you did good. Your house is a dream to clean.
oh, thank you. Well, I listened to your advice, and also I do remember I installed a entire home dehumidifier. And you did mention when the ladies clean the house, wash the floors, it dries up real quick.
Yeah.
And I think that's due to low humidity
Yep.
versus houses that don't have a whole home dehumidifier. Is that like a big difference? Is that one of the wish lists you might want?
If it fits in the budget, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely.
It definitely adds cost, but it does add an extra layer of comfort where when it's too humid, it's nice and comfortable inside and I'm not sweating.
Yeah.
Any regrets from the last home or any concerns for your new build? Like, what are your top concerns, or you just haven't thought of any yet?
No, there's concerns, mainly to fit into the budget. And a regret, I get, goes back to the budget. Back then, I was not as financially savvy. I had not lived on my own, paid my own bills back then. I went from mom's house to a marriage. I didn't understand all of that. So I just went with others suggesting, no, you deserve this expensive thing. And yeah, I did. I didn't realize how difficult it might be to pay for it when you're not financially great, and we
Yeah.
were not at that point.
Yeah.
Now it's a different picture, and I guess I have a little bit of, I don't want to say trauma, but a little bit of that still from back then that I do not want to repeat when we finish building. I don't want to have remorse and
Yeah.
regrets about,
Or a financial burden?
yes, and to be stuck for 30 years if we're not able to pay it off earlier, paying such a huge payment where we don't have any options but to continue working and working and working. I would prefer a smaller house that's more friendly to the wallet.
What is your budget, by the way? If you don't mind asking.
Hoping to stay 300, 350, but
Oh, it's gonna be a small house. COVID's doubled
I believe
everything.
in you. No,
I
no.
mean, even with a brother discount, it's gonna be tough.
I do
but
understand we have to raise our
I can
expectations.
I can pull some tricks for families, but just to quickly run over some numbers, my bottom of the barrel builder homes are costing. The best one I've done cost me $100 a square foot. That's just my cost just for the house.
Yeah.
And it was all basic off-the-shelf materials. It's in stock. I can get it right now. And that's with my experience. I was pretty proud of myself. But realistically, you're looking at $150 a square foot
Yeah.
to build, and that's not including land, development, brother builder fee,
Definitely, I hope so.
and plus anything extra,
Yeah.
which if you go anything above in stock, readily available, the price is just to me, 150 is almost entry level to build a house.
That's good to know.
And it goes up. It goes up. So if you're looking at a custom home, you can spend $300 a square foot. So when you get a chance, maybe with your husband, recrunch some numbers and tell the bank what you guys really need. What else?
Do you have any tips for us to prepare in advance or have anything ready? Or
My tip that I tell everybody is pre-plan as much as possible. Throw your wish list on the paper. Everything. The more you pick out, the better. That way, the builder can get it priced out.
Let me interrupt you for a second. So could it be I send you a photo of what
That's
it kind
fine.
of looks like?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
have to
yeah,
be exact
yeah.
finish. Okay.
Yeah,
That'll help.
even if you can't afford it,
Okay.
go ahead, try to get it quoted out. You might be surprised. Maybe it's within your budget. And if it's not, okay, what are alternatives? What could we do? Where could we cut? Like you said, make the room smaller.
Yeah.
Shrink the square footage, but we need this bigger. We need a bigger kitchen or a big pantry. I see a lot of people downsizing these days.
Yeah.
So you really don't. Even my house, half the house is empty. I don't see the
You
point.
have time to fill it up.
Eventually. But my biggest advice is to get your financials in order.
Yes.
Make sure you talk to a bank. Get pre-approved, see how much the bank will give you, and make as many selections, wish lists as possible.
Okay.
That's what I always recommend. And if you get that out of the way, the build is easy.
Okay.
That's my biggest advice.
Okay.
There's
We
gonna
will be ready for you.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be 1,000 more questions.
Yeah.
But Anna, thank you for coming in and taking the time.
Thanks for having
And,
me.
I think we're going to do a second and a third show during and after. See how you feel. And last question: are you nervous about this new build?
A little bit. I'm a little more fearful to just get it going, but that's that's a me issue, not a I don't believe in what you can do issue. It's just once it's done, then I'm relieved and it's worked out and wow, amazing. We should have done this many years ago, which we should have. And then the other thing is just to, as they say occasionally, make sure you don't divorce during the building process. I don't think we will at all. It's just
It happens.
it's a thought.
Yeah, it happens.
I doubt we will. We're both very relaxed and chill.
Yeah. No, I think being nervous is normal. I still get nervous before every build. It's that, I think it's human nature. And once you start, it goes away.
Yeah.
But that's what holds a lot of people back. But yeah, that makes sense. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm excited.
All right.
See what you come
Looking
up with for
forward
our
to it.
house.
All right.